Everybody.
Are you going to do the everybody?
Everybody. I think I'm dating myself.
You are dating yourself.
When I do that, because
I did not listen to the Backstreet Boys.
What?
Well, that's not true. I know the song, so I must have listened to them.
Come on now.
I must have listened to them.
They only played it on the radio like every other song.
Well, see, I
It's
didn't.
burned in my brain.
Yes, I'm weird. I didn't listen to a lot of radio.
That's true. You didn't. You didn't listen to a lot. I, on the other hand,
Yes. Although I did tape things off of the radio. And now I'm really dating myself. So we're just going to stop that right now and get right into the short-term rental tip of the day.
oh my God, that's funny.
Yes.
So today's tip, short-term rental tip of the day.
I like saying tip.
I do too.
Tip.
It's fun.
Yes.
And I like to point like this.
Yes. Just don't spit like the King in Hamilton.
Hamilton.
If you haven't seen Hamilton, go check that out, by the way.
Man, it is so good.
Fantastic.
So good. We've seen it twice already, and I need to see it again.
Yes, and we watched it on the surround sound, and it was like being in the theater, and
Right?
it was awesome.
Yes. Why not bring the theater home to you since you can't go to the movie theater?
Yes. So I was happy to see that, and it was one of the reasons. What was that on? It's on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
So you need Disney Plus to do it, but we already had it because the Mandalorian
Yeah, we
and
gotta have Mandalorian.
Baby Yoda. You got to watch that.
I love Baby Yoda. That's coming out soon.
Yes.
So the tip of the day today goes along with our podcast. And
Yes.
if you haven't listened to the podcast, go check it out.
Yes, the Cash Flow Couple podcast.
The Cash Flow Couple
Yes.
podcast.
Just a little plug.
We talk about what you gonna do with all that money.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good title, by the way,
I did too.
because Wendy kind of produces it.
I made it up.
So we record it, and then Wendy posts it, and I always wait to see what's her title going to be. That was a really good one.
I kind of went off.
What you going to do with all that junk inside?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which is
More dating.
Fergie. Oh boy, man, I feel really old.
Okay, tip of the day. Tip of the day.
The tip of the day today is to use the profit first system to manage your money.
Yes, and this is Michael Michalowicz.
Michael
And the name of the book is actually Profit First. So you can find it on Amazon, or you can go to thecashflowcouple.com/books, and it's actually one of the books that we have listed there.
Yes.
So if you just want a shortcut to get there.
Because we like it.
Yes.
I like it.
And
a
we use
lot.
this in our business.
Yes. So the whole premise of here, move this over here to me.
No, not you.
The whole premise
Taking more of
of
the mic.
the profit first system is to put your money to work before you even get it.
That's an interesting way to describe it. Okay. Continue.
So you want to know where your money is going before you even get it,
Yes.
right? So if you've ever heard of Dave Ramsey, he's got like that envelope system. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I
because
do.
we used to do it. But it's kind of where, so you get all your money comes in, and you designate a certain amount of money for each thing that you have to pay. So there's an envelope for food. There's an envelope for utilities. There's an envelope for vacation. There's an envelope for the kids' athletic events,
Yes.
which we are now starting to get into. But that's what it is. But it's just like that, except for your business.
Yes, and can I point out something? So you don't like
No,
that?
go ahead.
The key thing I think about it is if you think about it, when you go to spend money, the first thing you do is bring up your bank account and say, do I have money? Right? Do I have money to spend?
Yes.
And so the idea behind this system is it follows that natural pattern of behavior.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because what you don't do in a business is, do I have money to spend? Do you really bring up QuickBooks and say, is this in the budget?
No.
No, you don't. You bring up your bank account and you say, do I have money? And then in your mind, you have to kind of go through this mental gymnastics of, okay, I know I got this coming out and this coming out and this coming out.
Yes.
And do I really have money to spend? And Profit First eliminates that from the mental gymnastics, right?
That's great.
Just like the envelope system you were talking about, the idea behind that is you're going to withdraw everything that you have in cash and physically put the cash in envelopes so that you know that, hey, I'm going to spend $500 a month on food. And when I go to the grocery store, I'll only take that envelope, and that's the money I have to spend. And when it's done, then we're out of food. So you become very careful about what you buy instead of, hey, you're just in the checkout line and I want a candy bar. It's like, well, we only got $10 left, and there's 3 weeks left in the month or something, right? So you become it helps you budget.
Yes.
And so it is with Profit First. So what Profit First would have you do instead of envelopes, because that's very... if you're trying to run a business and you're going to withdraw all the cash and put it in envelopes, I suppose you could do it that way. But that's not very practical, right? So what it has you do instead is open up virtual envelopes, which end up being bank accounts, either checking or savings. And each account then becomes designated to an area of your business.
Right. So the Profit First book suggests that you open 5 accounts at first.
Yes.
Right? So you're going to need an income account, right? Because you want all the money to come into somewhere. So you got income, operational expenses,
Yes.
owner's compensation,
Yes.
profit,
Yes.
and taxes.
You got all 5.
I did.
You scored a A+.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the income, the way it works is everything comes into your income account.
Yeah,
right?
so anytime somebody pays you, that's the account you want to designate.
Right.
So, for example, in our business, when we get an Airbnb payout, it goes to that income account.
Or when we get
Or
a
if you-
Verbo payout.
Yes, it goes to that income account,
Or if we get a direct booking, it goes into,
the income account.
yes. No matter where it comes from, it all goes into
The income account?
the income account.
Okay.
Yes. So every money, all the monies that we make go into the income account.
Yes.
And then what we do is twice a month on the 10th and the 25th,
Yes.
we go into that income account and we take it all out.
Yes, so the income account goes to 0.
Yes.
And what happens is we divvy up that money based on percentages to all of the other accounts. So, and that's something you're going to have to figure out and say, well, what are my percentages? Well, typically, and what we did to figure this out is we went over the last 12 months and we said, how much does it take to run our business operationally? For us, that means rent or mortgage, it means utilities, it means cleanings, it means all of those things that run the business. And what percentage of income is that historically on average? And for us, that turns out to be about 80%
About 80%.
currently. So 80% of everything that comes into the income account goes to this operational account, which leaves another 20% that gets divvied up between owner's compensation, which is your pay for being in the business, because if you're working in the business, you should have an owner compensation account. It goes to profit, which is not the same thing. Profit is an account that you're going to distribute quarterly, and if you have debt, you're going to pay off debt with it. If you don't have debt, then you're going to reward yourselves as owners of the business for owning the business. It's kind of your reward account. That's pretty much the 2 things you want to do with profit. Taxes, because you're always going to have taxes, death and taxes.
Yep.
If you get to a position where you have no tax burden, then maybe you don't have to put anything in that account. But currently for us, we're bringing in a lot of cash flow, and at the end of the year, we're going to have to pay taxes. So we set some aside for that. And then the other one is...
Well, we open up the 2 other accounts
Yes, that's
for
right.
our business, for the short-term rental business.
Yes. So for us, we have 2 additional accounts. One is for acquisitions, so we can expand. and another one is for reserves so that we can survive COVID.
Yes. that's our
So
it's like
it's our COVID account
bam,
currently. Yes.
COVID.
But it's
You
your
need some reserves.
Yes, it's your things did not go well. We need some extra funds. Glad we had this savings account over
Yes.
here that has something.
Yes, and that's one thing that COVID has taught us was that we need a reserve account.
Yes. So we talk about this more in depth than actually the podcast. It's just kind of whet your appetite for that. So check out the podcast this week. We go way in depth on each one of those accounts and how we use them. And we go into the percentages that we typically use and why. And again, the book is Profit First by Mike. What you can't say it, Michalowicz. And his website actually is Mike, because he knows that people can't spell Michalowicz.
People like Wendy.
You can actually go to MikeMotorbike.com and actually see the whole Profit First thing if you're interested in that.
Okay.
But the book itself you can find on thecashflowcouple.com/books. You'll find our book, but you'll also find Profit First because we think it's a valuable thing and it's so integral to our finances and how we manage cash flow.
Yes.
And since we've been doing that, just one of the benefits from it is we don't run out of money.
We get to go to the beach.
And we get to go to the beach, and we make sure we're taking something out for profit. We make sure we're paying ourselves.
Yep.
We make sure that taxes are getting paid every year, and it also helps us with, well, June's a great month, and July's a great month. August, a little less, and then September falls off, and what do you do in January? And so following this system smooths all that out and helps a lot. So anything else you want to say about
Nope, you did a
that?
great job.
Okay. So this is meant to be quick.
Fantastic.
It's just meant to whet your appetite, but
Go check out the
definitely
podcast.
go check out the podcast
And we
You'll see more
actually talk about stuff just like this in our community too.
That's right.
So-
I did cross post this to the Cashflow Couple community, which is our Facebook group.
So if you're not in it, come and join us.
Yeah, so come join us.
Come join the conversation.
Yeah, that one's facebook.com/the Cashflow Couple community.